Hi, I'm Ole Gunnar and you're listening to the ZiFM Sport Podcast.
The hottest station in the nation. ZiFM Stereo.
It's Lionel Messi! He scored! The goal the world wanted!
It's time for the biggest sports stories.
It's Neymar trying to feed it through. It's a stretch and it's in! And I can't remember the last time I saw something like this. Extraordinary scenes.
The biggest interviews.
It's more difficult. Obviously, it's more difficult.
And all the analysis right here.
If they play poorly, they've come back, they've got all the excuses. You can't have it both ways.
Every weekday, it's my sport, it's your sport. It's ZiFM Sport. Let's join the team for the biggest show in the world of sport on ZiFM Stereo. My station, your station.
By this time tomorrow, we will know who will walk out victorious out of Barbourfields Stadium as FC Platinum representing Zimbabwe take on Orlando Pirates of South Africa. Yeah, it's the big one. It's happening tomorrow in the city of Kings and Queens, and may all the Kings and Queens come out and support some really good football that it promises to be. The team in the studio will preview that and all the weekend's action. The team is Mike Madura, Mark Pozzo, Alois Bunjira, me, Barry Manandi, and on production, making sure that the show ticks, is Sean Tafirenyika.
Obviously, that match at Barbourfields Stadium between FC Platinum and Orlando Pirates headlines our local sports news content. And then into our international sports news 5 days after the end of the Test series where India celebrated a historic victory. The attention now shifts to the shorter formats. And this weekend, Australia and India go head-to-head in the first one-day international of a 3-match series. And in the beautiful game after 5 straight wins under caretaker manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United's revival will come under its first big test when the Red Devils travel to Wembley to face Tottenham Hotspur in the headline game of the weekend.
The Warriors, the Chevrons, the Cheetahs, the Mighty Warriors, and the Sables. From the pool to the track to the field, we are Team Zimbabwe. The Home Front. Local sports news and analysis.
Zimbabwe League champions FC Platinum are feeling confident ahead of their eagerly anticipated CAF Champions League clash with South African giants Orlando Pirates at Barbourfields tomorrow. Despite playing away from their favourite home ground, Mandava, the Zimbabwe champions, who have showed their prowess beyond doubt on the local scene by retaining their championship, will go into the encounter believing in their own ability. Let's hear from FC Platinum's club chairperson, Evans Mtombeni, who spoke about tomorrow's clutch encounter against the Buccaneers.
I think we are excited as a club, but as far as playing our matches away from Mandava Stadium, that is BF, obviously it was depressing when we received those news. But I think by now we've come to terms that we have to play our matches at BF. We have to take everything positive there. We need to impart positive energy to our players and technical and our fans so that we don't lose focus as we continue to bog ourselves in the match venue issues. We're now playing at BF. Our supporters are throwing BF in numbers. Our technical and players are preparing at BF, and they are focused at the game at the end. As a club, obviously we are not pressurizing our technical and players to win every match, but obviously as a first match in CAF, I think it will set the tone for the rest of the group matches. So we expect a very positive result against Orlando Pirates. If we play well and we get chances, we need to convert them. If we win, we are at home. We will be very, very excited. But obviously, any positive result will be very, very welcome.
What a game we've got on our hands at Barbourfields Stadium tomorrow afternoon. FC Platinum taking on Orlando Pirates. It's Group B action from the CAF Champions League match day 1. And you take a look at what we have in the offing, Barry. We've got two teams under two highly tactical coaches. Norman Mapeza coaching FC Platinum. Then you've got Micho Sredojevic, who's the coach of Orlando Pirates. Two coaches that employ contrasting styles.
Contrasting styles indeed, because what you've got is an FC Platinum side that only quickens it up probably in the final third and love to be on the ball. Orlando Pirates can play without the ball because they've got a mean offensive transition, as we've been talking about all week long. And I think that we're going to see that manifest itself in tomorrow's game as well. And I think that the one that executes that plan most effectively is likely to win the game.
For those that follow the ABSA Premiership, Alois and I know certainly you're one of them. The one area where a lot of the neutrals who have been following the fortunes of Orlando Pirates are pointing to is the defense, where they have noticed that Orlando Pirates is giving opportunities to the teams that they are playing against. And so the hope or the belief is that there will be a couple of opportunities that will be presented FC Platinum's way tomorrow. Are they good enough to take advantage?
Yeah, I think those opportunities are coming to teams that attack them quick. You know, the problem with FC Platinum, the slow build-up, I don't think it will work on the defense.
You think it won't put Orlando Pirates under pressure?
Yes, it gives them time to regroup and get back into position. We have seen when they play against teams like Kaizer Chiefs, when they play teams like Supersport, the Sundowns, they are quick. They give them problems. Baroka, they give them problems because they've got quick players that go forward quickly. But now when FC Platinum gets the ball, they want to dwell on it. They want to get it back. Let's start afresh. So that can be a cause for me. That's the biggest cause for concern. Here in Zimbabwe, it works well. You know, even when they have been playing in the Champions League, it has worked well because they have been playing teams that don't get into the quick attacking transition, like Barry said. Now they're playing a team that is actually going to come at them. And they're playing a team that actually going to press them. I don't know how they're going to cope. That's why I said it on Wednesday. I want to see how they react in the first 20 minutes. Because right now they're playing a team that the Liverpool of ABSA Premiership. They press up front. And FC Platinum want to play it slow from there. And now I want to see how they react to that.
The first 10-20 minutes are going to be crucial, according to Alois Bunjira. How will FC Platinum cope with the attacking prowess of Orlando Pirates? Will they stick rigidly to the tactics that have served them so well in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League, where have they blown teams away because they are tactically and perhaps their players technically superior than what they have in the offing? Send in your predictions, 0731 168-045. Now, Mark, okay, before you come in, Mark, I was going to ask you that with Orlando Pirates going away to Esperance in their next game, how important is it that they get at least a positive result out of this first match, a point or three versus Orlando Pirates at home?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very important for them to get a point or three and certainly not leave Barbourfields with nothing, because I think it'll just put extra pressure on them going into that game. So I think tomorrow's game is important for both teams. Both important that they get points, whether it's a draw and they share the spoils, or it's 3 points to one of them. That will certainly steer them in good stead going through to the next lot of games. But certainly I think Orlando Pirates will be devastated if they don't walk away with something tomorrow.
Okay.
Are we predicting?
Yeah, we're going to come to predictions in a bit, but we just want to read some of the comments that are coming through from the listeners. Celestino Kuchena says, the Buccaneers are my team of choice in South Africa, but Pure Platinum Play has my support. National interest ahead of personal choice. That should make me a patriot. So he's certainly backing Pure Platinum Play.
Well put. Let's go to our WhatsApp platform, which is 0731 168-045. You don't give us your name, but you say, I predict a win for Orlando Pirates. And then this one is from Wilson in Wulayo. He just has a simple prediction: FC Platinum 2, Pirates 1.
You know, my greatest concern though of this in this match is the choice of home ground for FC Platinum. I'll be blunt about this. Bulawayo is predominantly in Orlando Pirates' foot. You know, Orlando Pirates, Islanders fans support Orlando Pirates in South Africa. There's no two ways about it. They also share that cross bones thing and the colors and everything. Now, For me, I'm not sure if patriotism is going to be of much impact at Barbourfields Stadium. I'm seeing a situation whereby the support is going to be balanced, going to be 50-50. I'm not seeing the Soweto stand being green and white.
I think part of the reasoning that FC Platinum had in choosing Barbourfields over the National Sports Stadium was that it at least allows their Zhishavane support a better chance of getting into Bulawayo. It's only a 2-hour drive. They're able to actually organize transport.
I can sort of see where Bunge is coming from.
Now, I see a situation whereby support there is going to be 50-50.
And kudos to FC Platinum. They've offered buses for their fans as well into Bulawayo, and it's a lot easier for them to offer transport to their fans to Bulawayo, which is just two hours away.
I think that was their reasoning. More than anything else, it was about the Zhishavane fans. It's not about them wanting to have more fans than Orlando Pirates. They realize that there's a possibility that the neutrals may come in and support Orlando Pirates, but what FC Platinum want to do is to make sure that their fans who are in Zhishavane are able to actually attend the match, rather than having it here in Harare, where a lot of their fans would not be able to come and they would only be able to bring in maybe 3 or 4 buses. They're actually able to send in more fans, plus the ones that are willing to travel by themselves into Bulawayo.
Yeah, for me, I just have a feeling that it just gives Orlando Pirates that feel, because Barbourfields and FNB Stadium, the turf is almost similar. Now, but
it's the same as Mandava as well. Barbourfields and Mandava in terms of the turf, it's the same.
There will be more like Orlando Pirates will be like home away from home.
Let's go back to our WhatsApp platform, and this one says FC Platinum are winners. Hey, you don't give us your name. This one says I'm Boso to the core, but I'll be rooting for my fellow countrymen FC Platinum. FC Platinum 2, Pirates 1. Pure Platinum play. I am a patriot are the 2 hashtags. You finish that one.
Lionel Magnificent on Twitter says, at Emma Gumeni, Orlando Pirates stand no chance at all. FC Platinum will shock the whole of Africa 3-1. My prediction. Tatenda Tamangani says, I was watching the Soweto derby. Clearly, Orlando Pirates is in a different world. And he says, I am a Zimbo. He says, I would love to see Platinum win, but to be honest, Platinum does not stand a chance with Orlando Pirates. Blah rah. Hashtag 30. Don't say I'm not patriotic. Have been watching Pirates of late. I don't see Platinum matching them. And then we've got others that are coming in. Sheta George says Pure Platinum play will carry the day. They will win 1-0. Harmony Nyakurerwa says those who say our league is better than the Super Diski, you have the chance to laugh at us tomorrow. Personally, I feel we are miles behind them. So it leads us to the predictions, in-studio predictions. FC Platinum versus Orlando Pirates. Mark, you were keen and chomping at the bit.
No, I wasn't keen. I was just wanting to sort of gauge where you guys were going with this.
Well,
that was all.
Well, kick us off, Mark. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to go Orlando Pirates 2, FC Platinum 0.
2-0?
Yep.
Alois?
Yeah, I would love to see FC Platinum winning, but I don't see it happening. You know, I'm using my head here. For once, I'm not using my heart. I see Orlando Pirates winning this one by 2-1.
Barry?
All right, I actually think that this one, and this is head and heart, 2-1 to FC Platinum.
2-1 to FC Platinum. Head and heart.
Head and heart.
I am going with a 1-1 draw.
Hi, this is Benjamin Locke. I'm on the Zimbabwe Davis Cup team, and you're listening to ZiFM Sport.
Right, moving on with the rest of our local sports news roundup. We'll start with cricket, and the Zimbabwe women's cricket team wrapped up their tour of Namibia in style yesterday after posting a 5-0 whitewash of their hosts in the Namib Desert Women T20 Challenge at the Sparta Oval in Walvis Bay. The tourists who dominated the series from the first game were on top again, dismantling the Namibians for a meagre 60 runs, thanks largely to the 4-wicket haul from Nomita Mutasa, who recently made her T20 debut during the tour. Zimbabwe made light work of their hosts, chasing down the total in 9.3 overs, reaching 61 for 1. Marangi top scored with 32 not out. To rugby, and the Matabeleland Rugby Football Board has passed a vote of no confidence in their executive, replacing it with an interim one that has been given the mandate to organise elections in 3 months. The board failed to escape the vote of no confidence, having managed to hold on to power for a month following postponements of the December 2018 general meeting. Clubs accused the board of incompetence and deliberately flouting the constitution. In tennis, Ekamandeni Tennis Club Chairman Witness Gianni will conduct a 2-day coaching session and donate tennis balls in Gwanda this weekend as part of plans to revive Gwanda Tennis Academy. His club has been getting rackets and balls from Tennis Aid Spain and National Tennis Development Global, and they intend to pass some of the donations to the Matabele Land Club.
Everybody wins something, everybody wins big, everybody qualify. We say I guarantee the prices for everybody. Hey. Download the app, we say I fix. Hey. Then you bundle up, star 143 hash. Then you bundle up, star 143 hash. More you stream, more you can win. More you stream, the more you win. You go stream and win. We say I fix. I guaranteed prices for everybody. Guaranteed prices for everybody. Yeah. You say I flex. You say I flex. Come on and win. Come on and win. You say I flex. Everybody can win. Everybody. $1 million promotion. We say I flex. You say I flex. $1 million promotion.
Kwese iFlakes. Entertainment on the go.
Here we go again.
Enjoy world-class radio online. ZiFM Stereo is available on TuneIn. Search for ZiFM Stereo and you got it.
From the front of the grid to the back of the net, it's ZiFM Sport. International Sports News Roundup, where the world comes out to play.
Friday the 22nd of February, it'll be after a holiday, and when we get back we will be doing something special for someone out there, doing a draw on behalf of Barbourfields and giving away a fridge. And if you want to be in that draw, you need to be one of our daily winners. And how do you do that? You send us a WhatsApp message on 0731 168 045. The message should simply read #Barbourfields Trivia, and you got a chance that the selection panel, which consists of Sean and Sean alone, will select who will get a call, and that if you field 2 questions successfully, you will be our daily winner and in with a chance to win in that monthly draw. So send through your hashtags right away. #Barbourfields Trivia. And with that, it's time for us to dive into our international sports news roundup, starting with the first one-day international between Australia and India, where India cricket team will look to begin their three-match one-day international series against Australia on a high when the two sides lock horns at the Sydney Cricket Ground. This series will be another opportunity for Virat Kohli and the Indian team management to further solidify their choices for the upcoming ICC World Cup in England. The Australians, on the other hand, will have to leave behind the disappointment of losing the Test series and come out with renewed hope and vigor. Indian captain Virat Kohli admits he will be trying to get his side ready for the World Cup during the 3-game series against Australia.
That we have not many games left before the World Cup, and hence we wanted to play the side that more or less will feature in the World Cup. We wanted that side to play together for the remainder of the games. The exceptional case of Bumrah being rested is purely because of the workload in the Test series, but apart from that, I don't think combination-wise we're going to look to tinker too much. Yes, a couple of spots which might need rectification will be looked at, but apart from that, the idea is to make that combination and that team play together for the whole period left before the World Cup.
Australia, on the other hand, are desperate for short-term success as well. They have yet to win a series in any format since the ball-tampering scandal, which would certainly go against the form guide if they ended that run during this one-day international series. Let's get the thoughts of Australia captain Aaron Finch.
Yeah, I think we've got we've got all the bases covered there. I think myself and Alex Carey are going to open the batting. Usman 3, Sean 4, Pete Hanscom 5, Stoinis 6, Maxwell 7, and then raffle off the bowlers spots down past 8. It's just an opportunity for us to see Alex play in a position that he's done quite a bit now in Big Bash and one-day cricket. It's a position that he's performed really well with over the last couple of years. So he's been shuffled around the order a little bit over the last little while, trying to search for that process or search for the right balance of the side. So he's going to get a good opportunity up there.
Good to hear the skipper there, Aaron Finch, outlining the look of the side. Mike, you're an Australian fan. Does it give you confidence?
I think they'll be competitive, but I still think that India's got a bit too much in its armory for this Australian side. They do have match winners. If Aaron Finch goes off, he's capable of being very destructive. We saw him, of course, at the last World Cup when Australia were crowned world champions. He's capable of being very destructive. Glenn Maxwell coming in at 7. I would have loved to see Maxwell bat a lot higher than 7 so that he can actually construct an innings. Because when they've asked Glenn Maxwell to be the big show and to do it over and over again, it's either hit or miss, sometimes it doesn't pay off for him to just get in there and start hitting as a finisher. I would have loved to see him bat at number 5 so that he can construct an innings, but as things stand, I think when I take a look at the India side, I think they have just a bit too much quality and experience for this Australian side.
Also a big show of confidence in the big show, putting him in at 7, which we know, Paz, is a very important position, but Mike pointing out that look, it's a team that is handy, but India might just have too much in their armory. How do you see the Indian side?
I think the Indian side is pretty well balanced, and if you go on that Indian side now and just look at the 11 that are in front of us here now, you know what? They bat all the way down basically to 8. Bushra Kumar can swing a willow, so I think India will.
The man they call Bhuvi.
Bhuvi. He can obviously bat a bit, but I think the Indian top order: Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli, Rahidu. You got Dhoni coming back. He's a match winner on his day. Yadav. I mean, right up to Ravindra Jadeja. I think they've got more armory in their tank than Australia, I'm afraid, have.
All right, looks like it's universal in the studio. India for the win. However, Australia might be able to sneak a result. Let's go to the stats where the teams have played 16 one-day internationals at the SCG, with Australia winning 13 and India 2. India won the most recent encounter in 2016, chasing down 331 with 2 balls to spare. Australia had centuries from David Warner and Mitchell Marsh, while India was steered home by Manish Pandey's 104 off 81 balls. Dhawan needs 65 runs for 5,000 in one-day internationals. Jadeja needs 18 for 2,000 runs in one-day internationals, and Bhuvi needs 1 wicket for 100.
Right, let's go to another test match that is currently underway at the moment. It stumps on day 1 at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. It is the 3rd and final test between South Africa and Pakistan, and Pakistan will certainly be kicking themselves because they lost 2 wickets at the end of play to be 17 for 2 after bowling South Africa out for 262. Earlier, South Africa were in such a good position at one stage. They were 130 odd for 2 wickets, but a serious collapse, which means Pakistan trail by 245 runs with 8 wickets remaining going into day 2 at the Wanderers, which should be another sunny day in Johannesburg.
Zimbabwe's finest free. ZiFM Stereo.
Around the world in 60 seconds. International sports news.
We take off down under where Andy Murray is set to retire after Wimbledon, but admitted that the Australian Open could be his final tournament. In an emotionally charged press conference ahead of the first Grand Slam event of the year in Melbourne, Murray revealed he was still troubled by the hip injury that has plagued him for the last 18 months. Murray is determined to play on and call time on his illustrious career at SW19, but he conceded he was unsure if he could play through the pain over the next 6 months. Across to Hawaii, Matt Kuchar played himself into contention for his second win of the PGA Tour season after a low-scoring opening day of the Sony Open. Kuchar took advantage of the benign conditions at the Wailai Country Club in Honolulu as he fired a bogey-free 63 to lie 2 strokes behind early leader Adam Svensson, who 61 led the way on 9 under par. While Kuchar prospered, it was a difficult day for a number of star names as Jordan Spieth, Bubba Watson and Paul Casey were all over par. Action at the Sony Open continues throughout the weekend. We touch down in Kansas, where the Chiefs host the red-hot Indianapolis Colts as the NFL playoffs continue this weekend with 4 mouth-watering divisional round games. The LA Rams entertain the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC, and on Sunday, the Los Angeles Chargers have a road game at the AFC Juggernauts, the the New England Patriots. The weekend's action rounds off with the defending champion, the Philadelphia Eagles, visiting New Orleans to face NFC number 1 seeds, the Saints.
Soul Fibronics kuita kutsetsenura internet kumunu wese.
The Daily Sports Trivia question is brought to you by Profeeds. Profeeds, your feed and farm professionals.
It's competition time. Simply send us a WhatsApp message with the hashtag ProFeedsTrivia and you might be the one lucky listener we call back. You'll field 2 questions and if you get both correct, you'll be our daily winner and in with a chance of winning our fabulous first prize of 2019, a Capri Double Door 290-litre fridge. Right, the first draw for this year will be held on Friday, the 22nd of February. Our quizmaster tonight is none other than Mike Madora.
Oh, thank you very much, Paz. And we do have one lucky listener on the line. It's George Zimba from Waterfalls. George, how are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Nice one. Are you enjoying the show, George? George, are you a regular listener?
Yes, I'm a regular.
You're a liar, George. You only tuned in today.
As one go tuna in no to win a fridge. Rotera every day. What local football team do you support?
I support the CAF United.
Makepe.
CAF United fans, they listen to ZiFM stereo.
Yeah, I think Alois. Now, give me a prediction before we get into the quiz, George. Give me a prediction for FC Platinum Orlando Pirates.
I think FC Platinum will win 2-1.
2-1 to FC Platinum. Okay, we hope that you two can score a double because the quiz is coming up next. Are you ready for your first question, which is a local question?
Yes, I think I am.
Okay, what is the nickname of the Zimbabwe Sevens rugby team? What is the nickname of the Zimbabwe Sevens rugby team?
Is it the Cheetahs?
Well done.
Georgie.
Moving on to question 2. The stadium which is popularly known as the San Siro. The stadium which is popularly known as the San Siro is home to which 2 Italian clubs?
Inter Milan and AC Milan.
Go on, Georgie! Straightforward.
And George, well done. You've been the best performer of the year so far. I mean, we took clues with that to help them, but you got over the line by yourself. Your name is going to be in the hat on the 22nd of February, and you've just given yourself a chance of starting the year off on a very good note by winning a Capri Double Door 290-litre fridge.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate.
The Daily Sports Trivia question was brought to you by Profeeds. Profeeds, the performance feed.
Get it to me!
$1 million up for grabs and prizes? Now here's something to shout about. Everybody is guaranteed to win in the Kwese iFlix $1 million promotion with a jaw-dropping $1 million worth of prizes up for grabs, ranging from cars, cash, smartphones, airtime, and more. Dial *143#. Buy a Kwese iFlix bundle from as little as $1 and enjoy over 3,000 movies and series on the Kwese iFlix app. Claim your share of $1 million in the Kwese iFlix iFlix $1 million promotion. Kwese iFlix, entertainment on the go.
Now turn your TV into an entertainment hub and choose what you want to watch with the all-new Kwese Play device. Enjoy seamless entertainment streaming on apps such as Kwese iFlix, Netflix, YouTube, and Al Jazeera. Watch unlimited online entertainment from live sports events, movies, series, top kids shows, and even play games on video channels. Get your Kwese Play device today at zwstore.kwese.com or visit your nearest Econet shop. It goes for only $89.
Stay up to date with the latest sporting action and the freshest lineup of on-demand sports on Kwese iFlix. Immerse yourself. Bask in the glory of pulsating action anywhere, anytime. Welcome to the beautiful game on ZiFM Stereo. Brought to you by Kwese iFlix.
Kwese iFlix, entertainment on the go. The league that makes football oh so beautiful. Where artistry and strokes of genius are the order of any day. Where the game is played with a smile and the little master creates his magic. All the news from the Spanish La Liga on ZiFM Sport.
Barcelona host Eibar at the Camp Nou on Sunday, looking for a response to their 2-1 defeat at the hands of Levante in the first leg of the Copa del Rey last night. Lionel Messi-less Barca gave themselves work to do in next week's second leg as they go in search of a fifth straight cup crown. But first, they must refocus on their bid to lift the La Liga title once again. Messi is expected to return for the visit of Eibar, with Barcelona aiming for a sixth consecutive league win and hoping to extend their 5-point lead at the top of the table. And you take a look at the manner, Alois, in which Ernesto Valverde has gone about his business. It looks like he's prioritizing certain competitions ahead of others, and he is looking after Messi a lot more than we have seen in previous seasons, where Messi has tended to play almost every game. This time we have seen Messi being left out of the matchday squad almost completely, and with Messi also not playing any games for Argentina, no long travels in between certain matches, it looks like they're trying to make sure that he's as fit as he possibly can and as fresh as he possibly can for the really busy and crunching part of the season, which is February through to May.
Yeah, you can see when you look at his age as well. I think they are now doing what Zidane was now doing to with Ronaldo. You know, managing him, because obviously he is not getting any younger. And in Europe, the competitions are always tight. Many games, you know, three fronts. They have to play in the cup games. They have to play in La Liga. There's the Champions League. But now you can actually tell that their focus is on the Champions League, and they want their strongest squad to be fresh for the Champions League. So now we know that he's the best weapon is Lionel Messi. So he wants him as fresh as he can be. He knows that they can do without him in La Liga. In other matches in La Liga, they can still be good enough to win matches in La Liga and keep him fresh for the Champions League.
Ernesto Valverde's approach very similar to that of Jurgen Klopp in the FA Cup last weekend, where he opted to go with 3 teenagers, opted to leave as many as 9 players out. Klopp, Ernesto Valverde with a similar approach. This time we saw the fringe players were the ones that got a run out in this particular game. Sergio Busquets captained the side. We saw the likes, of course, of Coutinho back in the starting lineup. He's the one who actually slotted in that late penalty that's made the job that much easier for the second leg. So it again speaks to the fact that the Copa del Rey, which is a competition which they have in their back pocket over the years, is something that they're not really looking at as a priority.
Yeah, and that's a word, isn't it? Priorities, because you look at the selection. The selection is based on the fact that this competition, look, if we get knocked out of it, it's fine. We can still carry on the fronts that we really want to pursue. And you can even look at La Liga, where in La Liga he's been doing a lot of rotation, a lot of chopping and changing, just to keep his best team fresh for the Champions League. That's the one that he wants. And so, look, whether you like it, hate it, or whatever the case may be, that's what he's doing as Ernesto.
Let's give you the Primera Division fixtures, La Liga fixtures for this weekend. Rayo Vallecano takes on Celta Vigo. Leganes takes on Huesca. Valencia versus Real Valladolid. Girona takes on Alaves. Villarreal will entertain Getafe. Atletico Madrid take on Levante. Athletic Bilbao, struggling this season, entertain Sevilla. Barcelona, like we said, will take on Eibar, and Real Betis will entertain entertain Real Madrid. Pause. Real Madrid can ill afford to lose this game, and Real Betis will not be an easy place to visit.
No, definitely not an easy place to visit is Real Betis, and definitely got to be 3 points for Real Madrid, because if they don't, it's just going to make their challenge against Barcelona just that little bit more difficult. So it's definitely got to be 3 points. It's all or nothing for them.
Atletico Madrid and Sevilla are the nearest sides, Alois, to Barcelona. Which of those two sides do you see having the legs to keep up with Barcelona in the last 4 months of the season?
I'm not so sure. Those teams are actually similar for me. They'll go toe to toe fighting. I hope that the other smaller teams don't chop points from them. They need to be consistent as well as Barcelona is going to be consistent. Real Madrid, I've written them out. But if I really want to put my money on one of the two, I'll put my money on Sevilla.
Sevilla. Yeah. Why is that? Is it because they are the more attacking side?
Yeah, they create chances. They score
I read
goals.
you like a book, isn't it?
Yeah, you know me and Atletico.
and Atletico Madrid, Barry, there was a time when they used to actually play. You go back 3 seasons ago, I think there was a time where they actually tried to play some swashbuckling, entertaining, attacking football. But it looks like this season they've gone back to a very pragmatic approach, which is we try and keep things tight, and then we try and get what we can using the quality, of course, of the likes of Antoine Griezmann up front.
Yeah, and it was born out of the start that they had in the league. It was fairly patchy at the start, and so I think Diego Simeone opted, look, pragmatism is going to triumph over us being swashbuckling and trying to go forward.
All the rivalry.
The captain likes the touch paper. It is blue touch paper. Always him on Derby Day.
All the stars.
Absolutely brilliant again from Mo Salah. The twinkling feet, the ice-cold finish, the Egyptian on fire.
And all the game-changing moments.
Aguero!
All the updates from the Premier League on ZiFM Sport.
This is the league we want to watch.
Now, Spurs midfielder Heung-min Son hopes victory over Manchester United will soften the blow of having his season at Tottenham interrupted for the second time by international duty. The informed Spurs forward is part of the South Korea squad for the 2019 Asia Cup in the United Arab Emirates. Son's involvement could see him miss as many as 5 games for Tottenham in all competitions should South Korea reach the final. Now, Son wants a victory over Manchester United to sign off in style.
It's not easy, for me to leave this team at this important time, and I feel very sad. Of course, feel sorry, but I want to win this game and go with confidence to Dubai, and is a play for country make always proud, and of course it's what I said. It's a bit sad, I left already. I missed already 1 month start season. It's a bit tough for me, but. I want to go with 3 points.
Now, pause. The British media will talk about Harry Kane and wax lyrical about the England captain, but you've got to say that Tottenham's season really has rested on the form of Son. He's been fantastic.
He has been outstanding all season, and certainly plays a huge part in the success of where Tottenham are in the season. So it's an important fixture for both sides. Yeah. Because really we got to look at this and say this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first biggest test.
Yeah, and big test that was coming. It was bound to come. The thing is, he's had a phenomenal start to his career at Manchester United.
He has.
Look, you can only beat what's in front of you. He's done that. Yeah, so he's done a good job in that part. Facing Spurs is a different proposition, isn't it, Bunch?
Yeah, I think
facing United. I mean,
I think he was a bit lucky. He got a soft landing. He had time to actually look at his players, and while he was doing well. I agree with everybody. It was always going to come. There was no way that he was going to avoid the big boys until the end of the season. These games are going to come, and now he has won the softer ones.
Yeah.
And this is where the pedigree comes in. Now he sorted out his team that goes out to play against the big boys. We all going to be watching. Even us, the Manchester United fans, we have enjoyed 6 games in a row, 5 games in a row. I mean, we have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we always. We're going to look at this kind of game and say, here we are. What are we going to produce?
Yeah, just and the Spurs squad, just the roster that Spurs has got. They didn't do any business in the summer. They're not going to do any business. They've already announced in January as well. But you look at the roster, still Spurs looks a better squad than Manchester United.
I'll not stop reminding you guys because you guys were critical.
I was chief
about Spurs and saying that, you know what, they didn't renew, they didn't buy,
100%.
and therefore because they didn't buy and there was no renewal, it means they're going to struggle. Yeah. And I say, but look at the side they have in terms of age. Yeah. The side they have is a relatively young side. It's a side that's growing together. Apart from maybe one or two positions, I think Toby Alderweireld is one area. They'll be looking, of course, to get a replacement. But they already have Vertonghen who can play as a centre-back. And then they've got Sanchez, who they have been blooding in over the last couple of seasons. So they already have tailor-made players for certain positions who are coming in. And with the building project, they were hardly ever going to invest. Yeah. But what they do have is consistency of selection. They know their first 11, and that first 11 more often than not fires. If it's playing its best football, that first 11 is always good to score, and if you're good to score, you're good to win games.
So guys, I'm going to climb off my soapbox and actually compliment Poch, because what you've just mentioned
compliment me first.
You didn't assemble the side. But Poch has managed to assemble a young side. He's managed to manage that young side and do much with very little. We saw how a building project can derail a season at Arsenal. He's managed to avoid that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, shall we do predictions before the fixtures pause?
Yep, okay, let's do that. I'll go Spurs to win this 2-0.
2-0?
Hey, unlike the FC Platinum Pirates, I use my head. This time I'm using my heart. No two ways about it. 2-1 to Manchester United.
2-1 to Manchester United.
I reckon it's going to end 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur.
3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going with 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur as well at Wembley. And I think Harry Kane is coming back into form.
Guys, I think you can see how much I'm surrounded by a sea of Liverpool fans who don't see Manchester United winning this game.
No, Alois.
Not at all.
Alois, you know what? You know what's the funny thing? Alois will always pull out that accusation whenever we don't give him a prediction that he agrees with. But anyone who's sort of like thinking rationally, I think will agree that Tottenham are probably favourites for this game.
For sure.
And
for me, favourites to win the EPL as well.
Yeah, favourite.
They're one of the favourites.
Yeah.
They are in contention.
Yeah. No, they're not.
Have you been following Alois on Facebook? Yeah.
Winning it. Winning it. I saw his post and I deliberately ignored it because, to be honest,
I couldn't help myself.
I thought to myself, you know what? For you to reckon that Tottenham will finish ahead of Liverpool, for me, well,
I thought you ignored it. Just get on, just ignore it.
Yeah, I just ignored it. That's what I did. I just ignored it.
Let's go through the fixtures in the Premier League tomorrow. West Ham will face Arsenal. Brighton are at home to Liverpool. Burnley against Fulham. Cardiff will entertain Huddersfield Town. Crystal Palace take on Watford. Southampton visit Leicester City. Newcastle are away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Everton against Bournemouth. And then Tottenham Hotspur will take on Manchester United.
Paolo Rossi, Marco van Basten, George Weah, Gabriel Batistuta, Alessandro Del Piero. Serie A has been home to some of the world's finest strikers. And now they welcome arguably the greatest of them all, Cristiano Ronaldo, the best of Italian football on Z.
No Serie A action this weekend, but there is a cup football. The Coppa Italia returns this weekend, and of course there are 7 games with AC Milan, Juventus, Inter and Napoli all in action in the last 16. Your fixtures: Lazio versus Novara, Sampdoria versus AC Milan. That should be a testy encounter at the Bentegodi. Bologna will take on Juventus. Torino versus Fiorentina. Inter Milan will take on Benevento, and Napoli will take on Sassuolo. And I guess the only questions that will be asked, Barry, are perhaps around team selections at Juventus. Yep. Does Ronaldo play versus Bologna?
Unlikely.
It's not an easy game.
Yeah,
playing away at Bologna, but we should see the squad rotation come into play for this particular fixture.
Most definitely, as we've seen, it's a growing trend in European football across Europe, and I don't expect it to change in Italy either. There's also CAF Champions League fixtures, and of course there's a big one in Zimbabwe, but some to take note of are Lobby Stars of Nigeria taking on Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. Wydad Casablanca of Morocco take on ASEC Mimosas of Cote d'Ivoire. Horoya of Guinea, who are in the same group as FC Platinum, take on Esperance of Tunisia. Tunisia, of course, Esperance, of course, being the holders of the cup. Club Africain of Tunisia take on CS Constantine of Algeria, and then TP Mazembe of the Democratic Republic of Congo take on Ismaili of Egypt. Simba Stars of Tanzania take on JS Saoura, and then Al Ahly of Egypt take on AS Vito Club of the Democratic Republic of Congo. But no doubt all Zimbabwean eyes will be trained upon Barbourfields Stadium, where FC Platinum entertain Orlando Pirates, the Buccaneers, the Bucks. Michael,
I'm also interested in Mamelodi Sundowns away at Lobby Stars in Nigeria. I think Lobby Stars have been dealt with the same blow as FC Platinum. They've been told their stadium is not up to scratch. So I think they are playing about 200 kilometers away from their traditional home away from home. And there's been a bit of a war of words between the two coaches, Pitso Motsimane and of course the other coach. Let me get his name again. The Lobby Stars coach. He reckons, I think he was saying that Nigerian football is superior to South African football, which is something that I think Pitso did not take kindly to, and he's taken particular umbrage to. So
I was also not impressed by that speech.
But you know what? It's a sort of statement that in truth you can. It's like water off a duck's back. It's a claim. Okay, it can't be quantified. But Pitso doesn't let anything slide.
It can be quantified though.
How?
In terms of, let's take a look.
What metric are you using?
I'm using the metric of continental competitions. How the South African clubs are
in terms of winning
as compared to the Nigerian side. The Nigerian football is glamorized by their exports.
Exactly.
There are players who are playing in Europe.
That's it.
Not their local league.
That's it.
You know, we don't take a look at Lobby Stars and we say, that's one of the big boys of African football. No. But now, Mamelodi Sundowns is a brand and a team that everyone, the continent over, knows. And Pitso is a coach that everyone knows. Yes.
Yeah, no, 100%. Shucks, we could talk forever, but we can't. We got to go to the weekend, and so do you. So have a good one.
Let's meet at Barbourfields, guys.
Let's do that. Play it safe and keep it clean wherever you are. Hopefully you'll be at Barbourfields Stadium. You will see us there. May God richly bless you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Manande, out.
Catch all your favorite sporting action on Kwese iFlix. Download Kwese iFlix today on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and enjoy entertainment on the go. That was The Beautiful Game, brought to you by Kwese iFlix.
Kwese iFlix, entertainment on the go. Be sure to catch ZiFM Sport every weekday on ZiFM Stereo. My station, your station.